What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. Now we have a lot of NFL games, a lot of meaningful NFL games, and especially in today's bets, guys, we have, I think, like 7 or 8 bets. A lot of them are going to be very big name players, all right? So players that are going to have to shine. I'm looking at my little notepad next to me. 4 out of 5 of the Prizepicks plays are overs, so that's always fun. We're rooting for the overs, but sometimes we're going to go for the unders too, guys. But again, a lot of overs today, just so happens to be. I will also say, in full transparency, I'm working on getting a final tally for the end of the year about how many units we went up. Again, it's going to be anywhere between 280 to 300 units, somewhere between that, about how much we went up over the year. The last 2 months, we kind of were very up and down, and then at the end of December, we actually did have a little bit of a losing streak. So unfortunate there, especially because in October we had one of our best months ever, going up more than 100 units. So was hoping to finish out the year very strongly and maybe have another 60, 80 unit month or something like that to follow suit. But again, guys, sometimes it's not going to happen. Sometimes you're not going to get amazing months, 2 months in a row and stuff like that, right? But overall, right? So as you guys know, just kind of tallying stuff up there. Here's the past 2 days of plays on this YouTube channel. So this was the play, I believe, this was the play 2 days ago, 2 videos ago right here. And we are waiting on this guy to hopefully go over. He plays in like 2 hours. So by the morning, I'm recording this at about midnight, but by the morning, we'll know if this guy has gone over or under. So hopefully he goes over, and this would be a huge 5.25x for us. And then this was the play of the day today. And again, things didn't really work out. It was close, honestly. Wigman goes over. Dean Connors probably needs one more catch. And then Justin Herbert pretty much got held up the entire game. The unders, really. Justin Herbert had one really long pass to Quentin Johnston, and he does go over because of it. He also kind of had to throw into this game, and he does go over by about 20 yards. But honestly, Houston held him very well, and you'll see that obviously the correlation did not really pan out. But again, it is what it is. This was yesterday's play. Again, if we could hit the 2 days ago's play with this UTSA game, then that would be really exciting. And again, hopefully this guy does go over. I will say on ONYX odds, once again, we go ahead and cash, right? So here's the past 2 days on ONYX, guys. Santi Aldama and then Anthony Black over. And Anthony Black had, I think, 38 points when I looked at it. I didn't watch the game, but 38 points by Anthony Black. So he just absolutely soared over. Probably soared over this by halftime or something. So amazing call here on ONYX. Guys, continuing to make amazing calls on ONYX. If you do want to sign up for ONYX, guys, you can get 1 free month of my VIP. You'll also get $100 in free picks. So it's a no-brainer to sign up with ONYX odds, guys. I'm going to be talking about ONYX, and then we will get into the Prizepicks plays, of course. But the play of the day on ONYX, it's honestly been the thing that's just been like on a very, very consistent streak. I think we've missed one of these plays. I think it was like 3 days ago. But other than that, it feels like we've been hitting pretty much every single ONYX play we touch. I've also been pretty vocal about Saints money line, which was the play of the day a couple of days ago. Again, I'm kind of losing track of these days here just because it's been a very crazy week with the holidays and stuff. But Saints money line, still really like that as well. I gave that pick out a couple of days ago. VJ Edgecombe to go under 14.5 points in the 76ers. I almost said 49ers, 76ers and Thunder game right here. This is going to be the play of the day on ONYX. Again, I told you guys, 1 month free of the VIP, $100 in free picks, and yeah, it's a win-win for everyone because you will start cashing on ONYX as we do here. The second pick of the day, and I want to run through this very quick, is going to be Tet McMillan pick on sale, and then Nick Batum to go under 5.5 points. So obviously pick on sale here on Sleeper. I will say I have this pulled up right here on Sleeper, and there's also a Mike Evans discount. So I'm going to be sending this out also, tomorrow morning or something like that before the games start. And again, he is discounted by like 11 yards, which at the end of the day isn't a massive discount, but it's something you're going to see on something like a Taco Tuesday on Prizepicks. And 11 yards could be the difference between winning or losing an entry. I think Tet McMillan is discounted by like 15 or 16 yards, so it's a better discount. So that's why I took it here. But I'm going to take the Mike Evans discount, right? So again, get Sleeper. Sleeper is another one of those apps I talk about a lot. You can just download it, use my code PAID, get a free $20 entry today on Sleeper, no questions asked. Use my code PAID, which is right here, and you'll get 2 free months of the VIP on Sleeper. All right, so if you do not have Sleeper yet, if you don't have ONYX yet, I just gave you multiple options on what to sign up for to get into my VIP. A lot of you guys also do not have Novig or Rebet yet. You guys can also sign up for those. You'll see they're available in 40 plus states. Actually, Rebet is legal in pretty much every single state except 4 states, as you'll see, not in the orange here. So again, want to reiterate, here's going to be the play of the day on Sleeper. All right, so let's get into the plays on Prizepicks, okay? So 5 Prizepicks plays today, and I'm going to go ahead and start out with my favorite pick of the day, all right? Have it starred over here on my notebook because it is my favorite pick of the day. Marvin Harrison Jr. over 33.5 receiving yards, guys. This is simply way too low for this guy, okay? He's had a bit of a disappointing, honestly, start to his career, a little bit of a disappointing year even with a lot of injuries, but 33.5 is a joke of a line for this guy. He is way too talented for this to be 33.5. I've seen his line in at least the high 40s to the low 50s multiple times, and again, 33.5 is really, honestly, a slap in the face for him. So if this guy does get about 3 catches, something like that, I think he should easily go over 33.5 receiving yards, especially because a lot of his, the balls he catches aren't just going to be these like slant routes. A lot of times it's the sideline balls, post routes, deeper down the field type balls here that Brissett can definitely deliver to him. I will also say, guys, if you look at his fantasy score right now that is projected, it is 9 fantasy score. And this makes no sense to me because you'll see his receiving targets. All these receptions are like these red goblins, so you don't really know what he's going to say, but let's just say 5.5 receiving targets. Yeah, he's probably gonna get 3 or 4 receptions, something like that. So if he gets 3 or 4 receptions, that's gonna be 3 to 4 fantasy score that he gets. So that means he's gonna have to have another 6, like 5, 6, or 7 fantasy scores somewhere, right? And that's gonna have to come from either receiving yards or a touchdown. But again, this fantasy score right here is pretty much saying that he's gonna get, I don't know, 3 to 4 receptions and then probably like 40 to 60 yards, something like that. So I don't know why this is at 33.5. I will also say if you look at some very sharp books like Pinnacle and I don't know what FanDuel's line is, but I looked at Pinnacle and I think DraftKings and stuff like that. His line is in the high 30s, if not even the 40s, okay? So I think by game time, this bumps all the way up to probably like the high 30s, like 38, 39, 40 even. So this is why it's my starred play of the day. Favorite pick right there. Again, is there a chance that he gets no catches or 1 catch and he just looks horrible and they don't throw him the ball like they normally do or something like that? Yes, of course, but he's way too talented for this to be such a low line. All right, so I know I talked about that one a lot, but again, it is my favorite pick, so kind of dying by the sword there. Second pick of the day is going to be Joe Burrow over 35.5 pass attempts. Now, he is a passing machine. This offense is a passing machine. They really have nothing to lose other than just like trying to keep the receivers happy, honestly. And Joe Burrow, you'll see that pretty much every game he has played recently, he does go over this, whether he is winning or losing, right? And again, I think this Cincinnati-Arizona game, for some reason, the spread is 7 for the Bengals. I think this is going to be a much closer game than Vegas thinks. I think the Cardinals can definitely hold their own. I think the Bengals can look very wishy-washy. Some weeks they look great. Some weeks they do not look so good. So a little bit of a lean there. But in this Miami game, you'll see he gets 32 pass attempts. Now, in this Miami game, there was multiple turnovers by Miami. They had a fumble. They had 2 picks that Ewers threw. One of them was his fault. One of them wasn't. And Burrow worked with a short field like 4 to 5 times this game when he got a turnover. And on top of that, Chase Brown had an amazing game where he actually got 3 touchdowns back to back to back with like long runs. And I think one of them was a catch, but like long runs over and over. And they pretty much just ended up winning this game in the third quarter. So it was not even close after that. And he had to stop throwing the ball. And again, he had that short field. So with all that being said, he had the short field like I'll just say 3 to 4 times. And if he didn't have a short field, any one of those times, he probably would have added on another at least 3 to 4 pass attempts to his game here, and he would have went over. So this Miami game, I think, is a bit of a fluke. I think he does go over this pretty easily. Again, it's similar to Marvin Harrison, where I know how these guys' lines are a lot of the time. A lot of the time, you're going to see Joe Burrow in like the 37s or even the 38s pass attempt wise, especially versus a team like the Cardinals that can put up points. I mean, the Cardinals can honestly throw the ball, they can put up points, and they can definitely stay in this game. The third pick of the day, which is going to be the only under today, is going to be Caleb Williams under pass plus rush yards. Now, I want you guys to get the pass plus rush yards because actually, if you add up his passing yard and his rushing yards, it hits to about 240. All right, so I want to get those extra 7.5 yards because a lot of times 7.5 yards or 10 yards or 15 yards can be the make or break. It can be the difference in some of these games. Caleb Williams, guys, he's really been thriving in these close games, these close battles where he sends it to overtime barely. Like I think in this Green Bay game, he had like 120 yards before that onside kick, right? And then he throws a deep ball, gets caught, overtime happens, he gets like another 70 yards or something like that. And again, I think this game goes one of two ways. Pretty much it could either be another close game where, again, Caleb is kind of coming from behind and he's having to throw a lot and having to get back in that game. That would not be good for us. Or the 49ers or the Bears end up just winning this game straight out, right? And I think there's a much higher chance that the 49ers just end up winning this game straight out, or the Bears end up winning this game straight out, and Caleb Williams doesn't have to do a Superman act when there's like 3 minutes left in the game, okay? Again, I also just think this line is simply too high. It's the same thing with Marvin Harrison, and his line is just simply too low. I think this line is just simply too high. Caleb Williams, he's been playing really good, but I just think 250 yards for him on the ground and in the air is too high for him. You'll see a lot of games that he'll get like 150, he'll get like 180, and he, that he'll just put up like 180 yards, right? Like it's nothing. So that is going to be the third pick. The fourth pick is going to be Emeka Egbuka. Again, I talked about just taking a lot of guys that are, big name players, right? Big name talents on these teams and kind of trusting in them to go over. Now I'm going to take him over receiving targets at 5.5. This is, again, just way too low for him. It's very similar to this Marvin Harrison line. He's too talented to only get, 5 targets or 4 targets in this offense, something like that. I really like all of his lines. I'm going to be honest. 3 receptions, also very low for him. It's been a weird sort of season for him. He looked amazing at the start of the season. I still think he's a very good player, but he literally looked like the next like rookie sensation, rookie of the year lock. And then he's kind of fallen back a little bit and taken that backseat role later in the season. But Egbuka, I still think is very, very talented. I think he's going to be a great receiver to come. And I think he's going to be able to get 5.5 receiving targets in this game. As you'll see, really a lot of times what ends up happening is he'll get these deep shots or he'll get these balls where it's just barely off of him, and he will get the receiving targets, but he won't necessarily get the receptions. So you'll see a lot of these games, he's getting 8 targets, 9 targets, 7 targets, but then if you look at the receptions, he's only catching 3 out of 8 of them, or 4 out of 9 of them, or 2. I think in this game against with the Saints, he caught 2 balls, and he had like 9 targets or something like that, right? So Saints, 9 targets, but only caught 2 balls, right? So they're not really connecting very much, Baker and Egbuka, but he's still getting that target share. So that's why I like the targets that much. And then the last pick of the day here on Prizepicks, guys, this is actually for the Monday game, but I could not take this guy right now, okay? He is absolutely red hot in the NFL. They do not have Davante Adams again. And Puka Nacua without Davante Adams is just an absolute machine. And I think the safest line for him is his receiving targets, because again, like I mentioned, he is going to get the volume, guys. He gets the volume without Adams. He's going to with Adams, and he's definitely going to get the volume without Adams, all right? So you see he got 16 targets the last game they played. Is also just, for some reason, there's just some guys in primetime games, they just shine. Like the broadcast talks about them, and they just absolutely shine in some of these games, and Puka's one of those guys. He just really, really is. When it's a Monday night game or a Sunday night game, Stafford shines, Puka shines, right? So I'm going to stay away from his receiving yards, even though, he got like over 200 yards last game. But again, 108, very, very high line. Receptions, 8 receptions. I would rather that be 7.5. I think the safest line here is 10.5 receiving targets. Pretty much every time Matthew Stafford drops back to pass, there's like a 60 to 70% chance that Puka Nacua is getting thrown the ball, okay? It's that crazy. So I'm taking Puka over 10.5 receiving targets. Again, you can take pretty much anything you want here. I'm just betting on Puka because he's that good, all right? So these are the plays again, guys. Marvin over. You'll see it actually already bumped 3 yards, and I still like it. That's how much I like it here. But again, I don't like it as much. It actually just bumped in real time. As you guys saw, it's 33.5, and now it's 36.5, okay? So again, that sometimes that stuff's going to happen in betting. You have Marvin Harrison over. You have Joe Burrow over. You have Caleb over. Caleb under. You have Emeka Egbuka over targets, and you have Puka Nacua over targets. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and end it here, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.